Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Broen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Tuesday, we talk about creativity, and today's episode is all about how to foster our kids' creative thinking instead of performance-based motivations. We are born creators. Whether it's finger painting a masterpiece, making up wild stories, or constructing a Lego fortress, creativity is our children's most natural state. But somewhere along the way, many of us, myself included, learned to trade creativity for performance, to trade joy for perfection. And let me tell you, I played that game well. I had the 4.0 GPA, the gold stars, the praise. But along with it came a deeply ingrained belief that mistakes were unacceptable, that failure was something to fear, and that my worth was tied to how flawlessly I could execute. I could feel proud only when I was at the top, only when I had met or exceeded expectations. And that took years of unlearning. The only place this didn't feel entirely true for me was in music. In music, artistry mattered, feeling mattered, creativity mattered. But even that eventually got swallowed up by external pressures. Somewhere along the way, I lost my voice. Maybe not my literal one, but my creative one. I realized I was performing my artistry rather than embodying it. And now, as a parent, I'm determined to do things differently. Not just for my kids, but for myself. Because watching them create freely, without fear of failure, is part of my own healing. One of the most important things we can do for our kids is to foster creative thinking without tying it to achievement. In The Creative Act, Rick Rubin talks about creativity as something that is inherently valuable, not because of what it produces, but because of what it is. Creativity is not a means to an end. It's a way of being, a way of engaging with the world. And the second we make creativity about results, we strip it of its magic. Think about how we typically respond when a child creates something. That's amazing! You're such a great artist. Or, wow, this is perfect. The intention is good, but the message underneath is this has to be impressive to be valuable. So when a child inevitably creates something that isn't good, they may start to wonder, is this still worth doing? Am I still creative? Am I still good enough? Instead of focusing on the outcome, we can shift our language to emphasize the process. So instead of, that's so good, try, I love how you mixed those colors. What made you choose them? Instead of, you're a great writer, try, I can see how much thought you put into this story. What inspired you? These small shifts reinforce that creativity is about expression, not evaluation. And then there's the power of normalizing mistakes. If we want our kids to be creative thinkers, we have to teach them that failure isn't just okay, it's necessary. Creativity requires mistakes. Rick Rubin talks about how the creative process is often messy and unpredictable, and that's part of what makes it so powerful. If we can model embracing mistakes as part of learning, whether in our own creative pursuits or just in everyday life, our kids will absorb that mindset. One simple way to do this? Celebrate your own mistakes out loud. If I mess up dinner, instead of groaning in frustration, I can say, well, that didn't go as planned. I wonder what I can do differently next time. Or if I get lost on the way to a new place, I can say, huh, I took a wrong turn. Good thing we can figure it out. The more kids hear mistakes being handled with curiosity instead of shame, the more they internalize that approach for themselves. And finally, let's talk about giving kids space to create for the sake of creating. No rules, no grades, no expectations, just pure, unstructured play. Some of the greatest innovations in history came from people who were simply playing with ideas, following their curiosity without worrying about where it would lead. What if we gave our kids more opportunities to do just that? That might look like having a creativity corner at home with open-ended materials, paper, paints, cardboard, fabric scraps, where they can just build, draw, and experiment. It might mean letting them tell stories that don't have to make sense, or dance in the living room just because it feels good. Because at the end of the day, creative thinking isn't just about art or music or writing. It's about problem solving. It's about confidence. It's about the ability to dream beyond what currently exists. And while it's wholly counterintuitive, by fostering an environment where success isn't measured, our kids learn to succeed masterfully. Also, if we can raise kids who know that their creativity is valuable, not because of what it produces, but because of what it allows them to be, then we're giving them a gift that will last far beyond childhood. We're giving them permission to be fully, unapologetically themselves. Thank you for being here with me today. Join me here tomorrow if you're curious about the number one way parents get good at asking for help and actually accepting it. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share the love by sending it to someone you know it would support and by leaving reviews and comments. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you and to support those you care about. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.